Elvie Shane.
Elvie, how many people mess up your name? Do people call you Elvis that have no idea?
Elvis sometimes, Elvie, Elvie with a B a lot.
Elvie. Who would call you Elvie? That's funny.
I don't know. Maybe I don't get that one either. LB really bugs me. I think it's just because over the phone I got like the hillbilly speech impediment, and V's kind of hard to pick out. So I'm always like ELV as in Victor, I-E.
Elvie Shane. Is that your real name, Elvie?
Yeah, it's my first and middle name.
So LV is your first and middle name?
Elvie Shane. Yeah, my
Shane
first
is the
and middle name.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
So what's Elvie? What were you named after?
My great-grandfather was named Elvie. I guess it used to be like a fairly common name for older countryman back in the day. I don't know. The only other place I found it is Filipino women on social media. They reach out to me and they're like, "Hey, my name's Elvie." There's actually Elvie Shanes. They're all women.
You grew up in Kentucky?
I did. I grew up in Caneyville, Kentucky.
What's that near?
It's kind of a spoke in the wheel, 35 miles from Elizabethtown, Bowling Green, Owensboro.
So not too terribly far from here, but far enough that Nashville seems like it could be a whole, world away.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't even know that this was a thing that you could like come to Nashville and write songs and stuff until I was in my 20s. I thought that songs just magically appeared on the radio somehow.
You have this look, this feel about you, like a vibe about you, where your look seems 25, but like your soul is like 90. Like I'm just kind of confused.
No, that's cool, man.
Doesn't he seem like he's just been through he looks like he's just learned a lot and got tattoos all up and down his arms.
I just made a lot of mistakes,
Yeah.
I grew up around a lot of characters. My dad was a truck driver. My dad's like the king of making mistakes and finding a way, making them back out of them and looking like a brand new penny. So,
but you can't be older than like 30, are you?
33.
Okay.
Yeah, just turned 33.
Because again, he looks like a kid, but a kid who's been,
I got a little gray in my whiskers.
Do you?
Yeah, a little bit.
I get at my sideburns. You think about dyeing it at all or no?
Man, I thought about it, but then I was like, I got to keep up with that, and I already can't keep up with everything else I got to do. So I just, maybe I'll be a silver fox by 37.
Well, I like the look a lot.
Thank you, brother.
Because I think I was talking with Morgan Wallen once, and we were having this conversation of people knowing you by your, what do you call the shadow of someone? The silhouette. Yeah. Like if I saw a silhouette of you, I would know it.
Well, that's cool.
If I saw a silhouette of me with the glasses or Morgan with the hair, you would know it. So, I mean that as a compliment. You
Thank you,
definitely
man.
have a style about you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to say that. John Lobo one time, I used to wear a big hat, and everybody started wearing hats, and I realized that hat was really hot in the summertime because it felt. And I showed up at a Christmas party. He's like, "Man, you got to have your hat. That's your silhouette." And I was like, "Dude, you can't glue that thing to my head. It's too hot." So there you go, John Lobo. There's your silhouette.
You're out on tour with Brooks and Dunn and Travis Tritt, both.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be pretty cool.
Man, it's awesome. I mean, you're talking about some of the greatest voices in country music ever. So to be able to be out there and see how these guys perform and put on a show and interact with their crowds and everything, it's trying to just soak it in and learn what I can from it. So
Elvie Shane is here with us. He's got a song that's top 5 right now called My Boy. This song was inspired by your own life, right? Because you have a stepkid?
Yeah, I met this girl 10 years ago, Mandy. She was a bartender and a waitress, and I was just, I don't know what I was doing. I was playing pool and drinking pitchers. And she walked up and kind of acted like she liked me and it confused me a little bit.
She walked up to you?
Yeah, I was there. She was trying to make some money, so, but she was my waitress. But
he ordered a drink.
It wasn't nothing special about me at first, but no, she kind of acted like she liked me, and I was like, dang, that ain't usually the kind of girl that comes up to me like that. And she told me she had a 5-year-old little boy, and I just needed some reasons to change a lot of things in my life, and that seemed like 2 big reasons to me. And a year later, she let me marry her, and I became a stepdad.
And this song has just blown up.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's been around we wrote it in 2016, so it's been around for 5 years. It went viral like 3 years ago and then just disappeared on Facebook, and we were like, well, that ruined our 15 minutes of fame, But then ended up getting a record deal over that, and then blowing up again on TikTok last year, and then country radio's been really good to us over the last year. And yeah, I got a top 5 record country music. That's crazy, man. I never knew that it was possible.
Well, congratulations,
man.
Thank
you so much.
You recorded the song, but so many people were going, hey, what about, we have daughters too, so you went back in?
Yeah, a lot of people, man, when we put it out, I was getting messages left and right on Instagram, And I was like, I hollered at my co-writers and was like, it's real easy. Let's just change the pronouns and change the girl line in the chorus. And so we got out there, but I've since then I've had stepmoms reach out and I'm like, I don't know how to pull that one off. So maybe there's a female artist out there that could cover it for me and do that for them. But I'm really glad that people have reached out.
Well, let me say this. His EP came out earlier this year. It's got 6 songs. But we're announcing your record, Backslider, October 29th. So just a little less than a month from now.
Yeah, man, I'm so excited.
More music, more tracks on this thing?
Yeah, I thought I had a whole record when I signed my deal. But they told me that I only had one song, My Boy. So everything has been written after I signed my deal. At first I was like, y'all full of crap. I got more than one song, but I'm so glad they did that. It just pushed me to really dig in. And what we came up with is this, basically a biography. It's where I come from, where I've been, where I am now, and a little bit of hopefully where I'm going. And it's honest and it's raw. And I feel like a lot of people will be able to relate.
He just played My Boy. By the way, great performance of this song. I think everybody in this room was moved. Amy's got adopted kids. Eddie's got 2 foster kids.
That's awesome.
It hits hard, for
and
sure.
so I'm sure I was a step kid,
That's cool, man.
So I'm sure that all of us in a different way kind of felt that song.
It seems to be pretty relatable. We hoped that when we wrote it, but we also didn't know what was going to happen the night we wrote that song. It just kind of came to us. We've always called it a God song, me and my co-writers.
You feel like that song was just kind of put in you that night?
Yeah, it was a gift, man. It took 4 years for any of us to write anything that anybody was interested in, so the proof's in the pudding, So.
Well, we asked you to stick around, and we didn't tell you before you got here, but we were all just kind of moved, not only by the song, but you're really good.
Well, thank you, man.
I mean, you're like really good. And we have people come in, and they're good, and they're supposed to be good because you don't get to come and be on this stage with that, but like there's something really special about you. So I said, hey, if you want to play something else, we'd love to have you. And what did you decide?
I've got a song. I try to be as honest as possible in writing all these songs, but sometimes you got to change the car or the road name or something to make it rhyme. But there's one song on my record that is really honest to me, and it's at first started to be a tribute to my dad, who was a truck driver, and also ended up kind of calling him out on his BS, not being around that much and stuff. And towards the end of writing it, I just kind of discovered that I'm definitely my father's son, and now what I'm doing out here is very similar in the struggles and stuff to being a truck driver. Difference is I'm in a bunk and he was in the driver's seat, But so Miles is probably the closest song to me on this record.
I can't wait for the record. October, less than a month away.
Yeah, man, I'm excited.
Man, we will see you around, I am sure, for a long time. So I appreciate you coming in today.
Appreciate that.
Sharing your story, sharing your music. Amy, anything you want to say to Elvie?
Yeah, no, I'm more emotional now after I think hearing the second song. Like both of those are just so touching, and I feel like right now, I mean, music has always been therapeutic for people, but I feel like that one in particular might be.
For me, it definitely was. Writing this entire record was exactly that. It was just a way to sift through all the,
Who taught you to play guitar?
The very first person to teach me any chords on guitar was my great-grandmother. I would go over and mow her yards on Saturdays because she was 82, and I caught her push mowing her yard one time. And she gave me a Roger Miller's Greatest Hits CD, and she taught me E, A, and B, and said you can play any Roger Miller song in the world with those 3 chords. And so
Hey, she taught you B early. That's not one of the first ones you learned. So if you're learning B, then you got a good start.
I broke my wrist like 3 times, so it's hard to do those chords these days, but yeah.
Well, hey, thanks
awesome.
for coming in.
Thank you guys so
There
much
he
for
is,
having me.
Elvie Shane. Everybody follow him, Elvie Shane Music.
It's a Bobby Bones show.